Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/JustNoMil. In today's episode, the husband who never vents complained about his mother. The ugly dress. Holiday control. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. The husband who never vents complained about his mother. I'm in limited contact with MIL, and so far, that's working well for me. I've completely dropped the rope. She forwards me little WhatsApp religious quotes with cute pictures. I don't look at them and occasionally delete the lot. I answered direct messages as politely as a gray rock can. I leave my dear husband, DH, to talk to her if he wants to. You need to know that my husband isn't a big telephone person. He calls me when he needs quick answers or decisions. Long talks are for in person. He's always been this way. MIL apparently called him Sunday afternoon in a tiz because she feels that he's distancing himself from her. He can't figure out how she came to this conclusion. Nothing has changed other than that he's been working long hours and is exhausted. And that she has the uncanny ability to call just as we're about to eat. Every Sunday. Or it would be uncanny if she didn't call between 12 and 1 p.m. DH looked so fed up and grumpy that he actually told me about the accusations and attempted guilt trip. If she keeps this up, he is perfectly capable of cutting her off for real. Haha, nice. It was when I dropped the rope and made my husband actually manage his mother when he started seeing through the fog. We had several of these kinds of interactions, or he would rant to me and I'd be all yeah, I know. It was glorious. We're LC now, probably never go NC, but I am so much happier being on the same page and being LC with her. I would not answer the calls during mealtimes. My mother has a talent for calling whenever I'm raising the first forkful of food, say that 5 times fast, to my mouth, regardless the time of day, and it's infuriating. Let her keep doing it, don't say anything unless he asks you, and she won't have anything to say against you. Good luck. The beauty of the phone, you don't have to answer it. If she calls at lunch, ignore and call back at his convenience. She is calling him out so he'll overcompensate and give even more time. What is she? 5. I am NC with MIL. DH is VLC. I can always tell he's talking to her when I hear him yelling from the living room. I'm on the other side of the house behind a closed door. Rarely does a call with her not include yelling. He won't go NC as he feels somewhat responsible as his dad and sibling have passed. She has alienated the rest of the family, so local help isn't available to her. We live about 8 hours away. We also live hours away. It helps a lot. My husband is like this. Not a phone person. He called his mom on Mother's Day, her birthday, if she was sick, but other than that maybe 4 times a year. He liked his mom and they got along. He is not a talker. It's not uncanny, she either knows your routine when you're about to eat or she has your place bugged. Either way, you don't have to answer the phone or can unplug it until you are finished eating. Options exist. The ugly dress. My mom bought me, 38 years old, a dress that was cute but not my style at all. She dramatically pulled it out when we were visiting and says, "Oh, look at this adorable dress I got you." I politely refused and said I liked the style, but the floral print wasn't for me. She immediately runs to my husband and says I got this super cute dress for her and she doesn't like it. Wah! It's so pretty. Don't you think she'd be so cute in it? You can't believe she'd say no to this, right? Props to my husband for politely respecting my boundaries and supporting me, but she's constantly doing this type of thing. She will always run to him to prove he is on her side about the dumbest things or demonstrate how ungrateful/bad/negative I am. I do not want to wear the TJ Maxx, no shade to the Max, floral monstrosity you picked for me. My mother tried that same crap with me not too long after we were first married. My hubby's response was simple: she's picky about what she wears. I may have only known her 5 years or so, but I'd never buy clothes for her. Why do you insist on still trying to do this after all this time? You know she has her own style and tastes. The shutdown was fantastic and left her with a super sour face. Made me love my hubby even more. This is a logic problem I haven't figured out in my head. How is it a gift if I don't want it, didn't ask for it, and don't like it? I'd ask my DH that question when receiving gifts from my MIL. She thought of you, us. But she didn't. If she had observed us for one moment, she would know that isn't our taste. What happened is she saw it on display at Penny's and thought it was cute and that her kids should have them, so she bought 2 and expects to see them our homes so she can complete that little serotonin loop in her head. That does not qualify as thinking of us to me. Certainly not in the sense that I am now required to write the full side of a card about how grateful I am for said crap. Because, inevitably, he would hear from her about how she hasn't received a thank you, and we would repeat the dialogue and I didn't send the card. For a moment I thought she would figure it out, but we played out that little scene about 6 times a year. Anyway, sorry, triggering. Yep, standard operating behavior from some folks. I stopped picking out stuff for my daughter when she turned 14. We have totally different tastes in clothing. She went through a period of wearing only black. My favorite color is fuchsia. I became the wallet and we both survived. She just turned 45 and we're good. I wouldn't think of buying my grown-ass kids clothes now. I worry about this with my FMIL and purses. I hate purses, they're extra baggage. I can never find anything once they go into the bag, they're heavy and I forget them everywhere. I carry a wallet cause it's functional and actually fits in my pocket. When my DFH told me his mom loves to get in gift purses, I cringed. Thankfully we've compromised on backpacks and I have a super cute EV print real leather one she gave me. It's my favorite. Your mom sounds so clueless and self-centered about gifts. I go out of my way to buy custom-ordered dresses with pockets because I love dresses and hate purses. Tell her to wear it herself. I told my mom that if it could pass as a pattern for my grandma's curtains, I didn't want it clothing. She hasn't tried to give me floral pattern clothes since. Curtains or a couch. If she likes it so much, I'm sure you could have it altered to fit her. I just don't get this. Why are we supposed to like the same things mommy likes? Are they really so insecure? Or are they convinced that since they raised us, we are the same people? Both. Of course she has impeccable taste, and I should 100% agree with what she picks. It absolutely makes her insecure when I don't enthusiastically fawn over her choices. Holiday control. To summarize, JustNoMil is very controlling of our children, my husband, and how we spend our free time. We've been in marriage counseling for a few months, and while DH now understands my frustrations, we're still having problems responding in the moment. Yesterday evening, FIL called DH saying he and JustNoMil ordered pizza and wanted us to come over. We were coming back from family trip to the zoo and planned on doing fireworks at home with our kids. DH got off the phone with his dad and insisted we go to his parents and take our fireworks over there. I said absolutely not. We are not rearranging our plans BC. They demanded we come over at the last minute. Ensue fight about this. Compromised by telling him to invite ILs to our house to watch kids do fireworks. Now that I'm thinking back, maybe I shouldn't have done this? They come over. JustNoMil says we need to come over for lunch today. I told her we had plans with the kids and didn't know when we'd be back. She proceeded to repeat this multiple times throughout the night. Now DH feels bad and like we need to go. I tried explaining we do not owe his parents every minute of our free time and every single holiday. Also, he sees his parents every day, family business. We are allowed to be a family, which is what our counselor has also said. 3 hours with them yesterday was enough. I don't know if I'm looking for advice or just need to vent, but this is stressful. Your husband is doing something we all do, to different degrees, but he is doing it on such a scale that he doesn't realize what he is giving away. He is overcompromising. This is something I have been thinking about lately. We all compromise in ways to make it through this world and build connections, but what he is doing is he is already conceding before he gets to the table. He never gets the day he wants to have because he knows he has to be prepared at a moment's notice to drop things and run to mama. He doesn't have space to think about if that is how he wants to spend his day, he just gives in. Other people don't do this though. His mom doesn't approach the day thinking about how she will compromise with anyone. She demands what she wants constantly and is willing to keep changing the details of her ask until she gets it. She never considers if you have plans or if you might want quiet time. It's just the MIL show 24/7. What your DH needs to think about is why he is so willing to give his time away for someone who won't do the same for him. Why are his desires so much less important than hers? When the kids are grown, is he going to look back and feel satisfied that he let his mom shape so much of their childhood? Or will he wish he has spoken up more in favor of what he thought it was important to share? There are people out there who will happily shape our whole lives to their wants and never feel guilty about it. It shouldn't have to be this way, but he has to think about the life he wants to live and think about if this is how he creates that. Right now, he likely only thinks in moments. Mom wants this night for pizza, so he gives in. Mom wants the next day for lunch, so plans go out the window. It seems like an easy thing to do because it is just on moment in his mind, not a string of days that she tries to control completely. I think DH is not realizing the difference between asking versus telling. Normal parents ask, "Do y'all want to come over to do fireworks? I'll order pizza." Versus, "I just ordered pizza. Y'all come over here to do fireworks." This is what therapy is for because he's been groomed to jump each time he is told what to do, not asked what his family's plans are. I told you no the first time. We are not changing our plans. Perhaps a calendar or journal might be helpful for OP to get the idea across to DH? The idea is to record everything, just the bare facts, dates, times, was it pizza dinner or honey-do list day at Miles. It's as if DH is just reacting in the moment, like he's been trained to do since childhood, and not seeing the bigger picture. It might also be helpful to have proper discussions with the tiny humans involved. Good odds that if they're old enough, they've spotted the pattern and may not be all that enthused about every other hot minute spent over at grandma's for no good reason. It's tiresome to want quality dad and mom time only to hear that granny hath issued forth today's summons and dad once again folds like wet toilet paper. Good luck, OP. Stay strong. Send DH over without the kids. If, as a mother, she gets to dictate her child's time, you get to dictate your kids? The whole phrasing, "you need to," is problematic. I would talk in counseling about rules for how to react to them springing plans on you last minute. Agree that if they don't ask X amount of time in advance, the answer is automatically no. Also, you won't cancel or rearrange plans you have as a family for them. Also, talk through with the counselor that you guys don't have to counteroffer them or compromise. You can say no. DH seems to think since he didn't go over there, he had to counteroffer to them to come over to your house. He doesn't. Work on putting them on an info diet and gray rocking them. Then they're less likely to wrangle your plans out of you or try to interfere. You also don't owe them an explanation for your no. If they put you on the spot, work on some phrases to use in the moment and then deal with it later. That way you're less likely to crack under the pressure. We will check our calendar and get back to you. We will discuss it and let you know. Or say that doesn't work for us. If MIL keeps asking? Asked and answered. The answer is still no. If you need an answer now, then the answer is no. You're doing great. The first time taking back your family is the hardest. It gets easier the more you do it, and this time looks like you were able to shut it down. Other posters said you do have a DH problem, and that's true. Seems he still wants to be a son rather than a husband, parent, and family unit with the family you created. Keep taking back that control. You only get 18 years of holidays with your children. Once I thought about that, I put my foot down. My oldest is 16, and in just 2 years he's an adult, and I don't want to look back and think I have away all those vacations and holidays to other people. Time for a rule: if they don't give you at least 24 hours notice, the answer is no. And no exceptions. Also, the 2 yes 1 no rule may be a good one for you to implement as well. I would add there is never an immediate response. IL's propose event, the answer in the moment is always "we will discuss and get back to you," no exceptions. The discussed answer will be given to the ILs, and there will be no further discussion. Your husband needs to know he married you, not his mother. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.